Hello everybody, QC2P here. Nice to be back after a 2-week hiatus. I moved into a new house about 10 days ago now. And yeah, so it was kind of hard for me to get my stuff all set up. We were overwhelmed with boxes and furniture all over the place. Had to try and figure out my all my streaming equipment as well, which I was able to figure out today. Hopefully you guys can hear me well. Yeah, so I got a brand new setup. Gumball Tracker, thanks for coming back. Happy to see you. So yeah, hopefully Humble Tracker, since you're there, hopefully you can tell me if the sounds are good. I tweaked some stuff this afternoon. I think my microphone is working fine. The sound from my PS5 should be working fine. Yeah, so if I can get a thumbs up on the quality of the audio, that would be great. Awesome. Thank you. So I will, I'm also going to jump in, do some practice. I did, JC, good afternoon. Hope you're good. Thanks for stopping by. Good to see you again. Yeah, so I did a little bit of practice. This race is most likely going to be a wet race. 28 laps of Suzuka. I'm in lobby 2 this week, and I can show the driver standings after the last race, which was Road Atlanta last week. No, not Road Atlanta. Last week was Road Atlanta. In the no, I don't think last week was Road Atlanta. But anyways, last race I didn't have a very good race. Finished at the bottom, but I'm still 22nd right now, as you can see. So yeah, struggling a little bit the last 2 races, but hopefully we'll be able to get back to proper racing today. Yeah, I did do some dailies before I had to pack all my stuff and leave. The race, I think it was oh my god, it seems like forever ago now. It was Chicane of Death. I did a few races there offline, and I was able to get my driver rating up to, yes, like Humble Tracker is saying now, I'm less than 1,500 points away from my DRA at the moment, so that is good. So I might come back and do another stream later tonight after supper, after this race, to see how I can do on that super long race at Willow Springs. Yeah, that's going to be interesting. But yeah, so otherwise, it's nice to get back to the regular Monday races. So I kind of have a love-hate relationship with this track, for the simple reason that whenever we do a race in Medway Racing League on Mondays in the Group 3 cars on this track, it's usually a wet race. I hate this track, and I'm not a fan of wet races, but I always do good. And the last time that we did a race here last season, I finished second in the wet. So yeah, I just don't know what can happen. So I'm over here. I'm gonna do some practice. Qualifying session will start in about 25 minutes. So yeah, I'm just gonna do a little bit of practice and have a little chat with everybody before I fall into my usual racing habit, to be on the vocal chat on the voice chat for the lobby that I'm in. So yeah, it'll be interesting. It'll be an interesting race. So I'll just go out on track and see what the situation is right now. So yeah, thank you everybody for... Hey, Dark J, how's it going? Thanks for stopping by. Oh, so it's dry right now for the practice. So I did a little bit of practice earlier today. I was able to do a low 202, I think 202.4, I think was my best. So yeah, let's see what I can do here. Like I said, I'm not super good at Suzuka. I'm great, Jay. Thanks for asking. Let's just say that the first 4 days of October were pretty rough with moving and all that. Yeah, Dark J, we need more racers too. The numbers are quite down from previous seasons right now. So, yeah, we used to have we had 5 lobbies for, gosh, I'd say most of the races in the last season. The last long season, not the short summer season. But yeah, moving was tough. I rediscovered some muscles I forgot that I had. Jay, if you want to jump in, just make sure that you go on the Facebook page and ask if you can jump into a lobby. You can't jump in directly in the lobby because this is a league race. But if you go on the Medway Racing League, and ask one of the posts, and you can tag Matt Carslake and see if they can give you a lobby to join. Yeah, you always have to register for these races. You can't jump in unannounced, basically. So yeah, I was saying that the first 4 days of October, where I moved between houses, I kind of rediscovered muscles I forgot I had. My back was sore, my hands and my wrists were sore. Yeah, it was pretty tough. So, but just getting back into it now, feeling better, installing everything. I was hoping that I'd be able to not make a mess of all the wires and cables I need to organize my streaming stuff. So I'm still getting everything organized. I'm going to do some cable management to make sure that everything looks okay and that it's not all over the place, and that I know which wires are which and going where. It took me forever. Like I was able to get all my streaming stuff together this afternoon, but it took me like 1 hour to just figure out how to get the sound from my sound system to work, even though I'm sending everything to stream on my computer. So it's quite the organization. If I was able to do a diagram of all the units that I have connected here and all the connected wires, it'd probably give everybody a headache. So yeah, I've also jumped in my number of subscribers. I actually lost 2 in the past week, which is sad, but kind of to be expected since I didn't do any streams in the past 2 weeks. Game sound a bit too loud, muffles my voice. Alright, fix that. I'm gonna have to get up from my seat. Okay, I'm gonna do something. Just give me a second, I'll put the stream on break. I will be right back. back. Go get my cordless mouse. Alright, so we're saying that the microphone is not loud enough. The microphone is max. Let's see. Alright, I'm gonna hop in on track and let me know. Yeah, Jay, you should be good if you requested entry. Let me see. What time is it now? 4:15. All right. Again, let me know if the audio is good. My microphone's at the max that I can have it, so yeah. And I'm not usually a loudspeaker. I don't talk very, very loud. So so all my settings for the microphone are at the max right now in OBS. LG, hope you're doing good, LG. Nice of you to drop by. Just doing a little bit of practice here. For the race, qualification will start in about 15 minutes. Oh, awesome, LG, thanks. I'll definitely go have a look at that after this race. Group 3 Porsche is great because I didn't have one for myself, so that's good. Looking forward to seeing those. Either I'll go have a look after this race, or maybe I'll open my stream tonight with having a look at those libraries, LG. Appreciate that. That's awesome. So yeah, like I said, I don't particularly enjoy this track. Definitely not the best at it. I can usually hold my own on lower lobbies, but now I find myself in the second highest lobby, so that definitely changes the whole dynamic of my races now. Oh, way too low. Jesus. Woo! Alright, let's restart that. I'm just going to concentrate for 2 laps here and see if I can put in a time. Fastest lap is 2 minutes, basically 2:01, so yeah. moving to a new house is great, but it's definitely taken a lot of my practice time away the last couple of weeks. I usually spend a few hours practicing before races, in the week before races. I've been known to put in anywhere between 150 to 200 laps of practice for each race, depending on the track. This would normally definitely be a track where I put in a lot of practice because, like I said, I'm not very good at it. So, yeah. We'll see what happens. Then again, it'll all come down to who's more efficient on wet pavement, because this race will definitely have wet patches. Still trying to figure out a comfortable position for my microphone too. One that won't be in my way like it is now. Alright, let's try and put in a good hot lap here. Let's concentrate for the next 2 minutes. Yeah. No problem, LG. Drop by whenever you can. I'll be here for the race for the next hour and a half, hour 45 maybe. And then I will probably jump in and do some daily races after this. After supper, I will take a little break after the race, and then I'll likely be back do a second stream after supper, and I will have a look at your liveries for sure. Looking forward to that. Alright, let's try and pick this up. 4.5 seconds behind is definitely not what we want. lap so far. Better, but still a little bit too slow. Finish this lap and then I'm going to go into racing mode, which means I'm going to go in the vocal voice chat for the lobby that I'm in. Then I will come back between qualifier and the race, and then I will be in full racing mode after this when the race starts. But definitely feeling better now, so 202, if I could do a 201, I'd be happy. Alright folks, so yeah, so that was my my little practice. Yeah, I will come back between after the qualifying session is done. The qualifying starts in about 4 minutes, so I'm gonna go into racing mode now. And I will come back to you all after qualification before the race starts. We'll have a little bit of time. Thanks for being here. As you noticed, I have changed the cars for this week's race. We can change cars this week. I'm in the AMG because there's going to be a few races where we're going to have a little bit of rain. So the AMG for me is a good car in the rain. And yeah, so push that like button if you enjoy my stream. Subscribe if you haven't yet, and if you really want to support me, you can click on buymeacoffee.com/QC2PE, and you can send me a little donation. All donations will go towards improving my my streaming equipment and my streaming experience. So appreciate that. Thank you very much for streaming, for watching, and I will talk to you in a few minutes. Sounds good, JC. was practicing on R4, and there's a lot of long periods of time when there's no rain at all. The track has time to dry up. So R3 might be even fewer and far between episodes of rain. Yeah. Hey Mark, welcome to Lobby 2. That's what my teammate Dave was saying, because he ended up in Lobby 1 after winning last week's race in Lobby 3 or something. So, oh yeah. Anyways, I already know what's going to happen in this race. There's 28 laps, and I'm probably going to be stuck with fighting with Mark for 22 of the 28 laps anyways. That's always what happens. you, Humble Tracker. I'll definitely do my best over here. It's not always an easy race, but I'll work very hard to make something happen here. there you have it. 12th place for qualification out of 13. Fighting with my good friend Mark in 13th place. Somehow we always find a way to fight with each other pretty much every race when we're together in the same lobby. So yeah, it'll be interesting to see how it goes. Who's the fastest right now? The RS1, the GTR. A few different cars, 2 Mercedes, and they're both in the back. So yeah, it'll be interesting. Definitely, I think I might be more of a lobby 3 driver after this week than a lobby 2. But because of my results at the beginning of the season, I've fallen into lobby 2. So yeah. Same for Mark in 13th place right now. He's had a good start to the season, and we spent most of the last season fighting together, like pretty much every race. So yeah, interesting to see if there's any changes that are going to be made. If I'm going to be dropped to lobby 3 maybe after this week. We'll see. My first race of the season, I was in lobby 4, won the race. Lobby 3 won the race. So that's why I was jumped up to lobby 2 because of my results. So yeah, it'll be interesting. Very, very tight. 10 drivers within a second. Like the top 10 is all within even the top. First 7 cars are less than half a second apart, so yeah. Looks like the race is going to start on dry. No idea if we're going to have any kind of rain because the weather setting is on rain 3. Which is, yeah, not necessarily a lot of rain, so we might not see a lot of rain. I can do about a dozen laps. I can do about a dozen laps with the soft tires, which means I can do a lot more than that with the mediums. We'll see. I think I was able to do something like 23 laps with a full tank of fuel, so we'll see. We're gonna start on soft tires and hope that we can find our way up the standings and finish in the top half. 6th or 7th place would be good. So yeah, so I'll be back after the race. Hope you enjoy. Again, press that like button. Subscribe if you haven't subscribed, and if you really enjoy the show, you can send me a coffee at buymeacoffee.com/QC2PE. I will talk with you in about 50 minutes. All right, enjoy the race, everybody. Yeah, mediums can definitely do 80. Thank you, Humble Tracker. I don't usually put in a lot of practice here anyways, because I don't do well here usually, so I don't waste time with too much practice here. So. Yeah, I don't like it. It's honestly, it's the track I like the least in the game. So. Yes. They're making a left turn. drag strip. Yeah. Yeah. Won't get any better than this. I'm actually going to be happy if there's rain. I do better here when there's rain. Yeah. That's cute. Holy crap. I thought you were gone there. Oh! I just did the same thing. That's on my rear end right now. Say the same thing. That stops hard. Yeah. refuel be any slower? look at it this way. If there's no rain here and lobby one got drenched with rain, we're going to get more points on it. rephrase. I screwed myself with my choice of car. Yeah, I changed because there was an outlook of rain for a few races, so I decided to go to the AMG because I'm better in the AMG when there's rain. So yeah, so I was in the RCF, and the RCF is all great in the rain. So. There, Don. Woo! Operation not finished last completed. Oh my god, that was a lot of work for not much. No, not in my way. This is definitely not one of my best races. Holy crap. All right, thanks guys. See you next week. Oh my God. Hello folks, I'm back. That was definitely not an easy race. I guess in chat I was not the only one that was expecting a bit of rain. We got absolutely zero rain. So that kind of complicated things because I was allowed, this week we were allowed to change cars. So I actually went with a car choice that allowed me to kind of be stable under rain conditions, because we have a couple of races that are coming, including today, that have the possibility of rain. But so right now what I can hope for is that lobby 1 did have rain, which means that they would have finished with a slower time overall than what we did in our lobby. So we were in lobby 2. And if that is the case, then we will get the top number of points for finishing the race quicker. So yeah, that would help out a little bit in the standings, because yeah, finishing 12th is not it's not what I was expecting today. It was tough. The AMG is definitely not a well-suited car for this track, as you may have seen by Topsy, who finished 11th with the other lone AMG in the group as well. So yeah, it was hard to... I gave a couple of good fights during the race, but I couldn't keep up, and I made little mental mistakes that threw me off track. But I mean, overall, there's positives to take back out of this. I'm racing with guys that are much better than... Well, I mean, not much better, I guess. I finished less than a minute behind and I don't end up lapped. So I guess that's a positive. Yeah, that's things that I can take back from today's race, is not being lapped. And when I finish in lobby 2, if I can finish a race less than a minute from the winner and not lapped, I guess that's a good sign. So yeah. Kizzy, yeah, I missed Kizzy. I saw the messages. I wish I would have been able to give him more details on the league, but I'll try and reach out to him in Discord and send him a message to give him more details. Thanks for the GGs, Gumball Tracker, LG. Thanks everybody for dropping by for the race. It's nice to get back. It's nice to get back. Thank you, Humble Tracker, for the donation. Appreciate as always. Yeah, guys, it was a tough race for me too today, because I basically haven't done any kind of racing in the last 2 weeks. So I've been lifting boxes and moving furniture around. So it was a tough 2 weeks. The first 4 days of October were really rough, but I'm glad it's over now, because I can just get organized. I'm not 100% organized yet. Thanks, JC. Thanks for the GGs. Yeah, so I'm not 100% finished with my setup. Everything works now, so all I have to do is just make sure that I have some kind of cable management behind my desk, because right now I'm facing my screen that I'm racing on. So I have my sound system, my amplifier that's there, my PlayStation's in front of me, and then next to that I have my computer desk. Between both of those I have my desktop computer, and basically right now, if I could turn my screen around, I could show you that I have turn my camera around, I could show you that I have 3 screens. So this is basically the setup that I wanted. So I have my racing screen in front of me. Just with a blink of an eye, I have my chat screen that's right next to the racing screen now, which is great. Before, I actually had to turn my head when I was in the other house. And then I have my my technical OBS stuff in my second computer screen. I will come back later for another stream. What time is it now? It's 6 o'clock. I would say maybe in an hour and a half, I'm gonna go and have a little bit of a bite. A little bit hungry right now, so I will come back later. I will do some daily race. That's what I was gonna do. I want to go see the daily races. I know there's Willow Springs. I didn't see the other ones. I saw Rory doing Willow Springs today. 17 laps of nightmarish racing. Oh, so we have Group 4 Lago Maggiore, 5 laps and 17 laps at Willow Springs. Last time I did Willow Springs when it came out, I did pretty good. So I will go and see what kind of time I can do. So what do we have here? Couch and Hoggy in the 111, Sparks in the 112, JC in the 113.6. So that would be kind of my target time. I will sorry. I will probably jump in the BRZ because I think the BRZ is, yeah, the BRZ and the M6 are both the meta cars as last time. Oh my god, like 110.5 for the fastest times. That's crazy. So yeah, I'll be back later. I will definitely start on hards, 10 laps, then mediums. Yeah, that's I think that's what Rory was doing today, starting on hards and then doing mediums. Yeah, no, that's good. Yeah, I mean, I did decent the last time that there was a daily on with, I think the last time was also the same thing. It was daily, but it might have been I think it was just daily B Group 3 at Willow Springs. There was only like 5 or 6 laps or something like that, if I remember, or 7 laps maybe. It wasn't 17 laps like this one this week, but yeah, so yeah, I'll definitely be doing that later. Yeah, so yeah, I'll go for a bite. I'll be back. Yeah, just look for my my announcement. I'll post it on Discord and on my own Discord, because I also have a Discord. If you haven't seen it, the link is in the description of my stream for today, so just click in the description. And if I'm not mistaken, my Discord link should be in the video description for today. Last time was an off-road race in Sparks. Yes, and that was like the most friggin' confusing thing ever. that did not work properly, and it sucks because it would have been a great race if it did work properly, if we didn't get reset over and over. Yeah, LG, I will definitely do that when I will start my stream this evening with grabbing those libraries. Definitely will look into those. Appreciate the work that you put in for those, so I will definitely do that. JC says I'll be in the low 113s, quarter to a half a second quicker than you are. Yeah, we'll see. JC, might take me a few oh, it's not there. Okay, I guess I'll add that to my video description. Yeah, I just created my Discord a couple of days before I moved, so maybe I didn't add that, so I'll add that to my description for my streams. Gone from DRC to DRB at Willow Springs. Yes, that's great, JC. Yeah, I think Willow Springs for me is kind of like Suzuka. Kind of have a love-hate relationship with it. Some days it's really, really good, and some days it's really, really bad. I think it depends also on who's on track and how the other drivers are doing. So yeah, guess we'll have to have a look into that later. So all right, folks, so that's it for me. Again, thank you very much for dropping by. If you haven't done it yet, push that like button. Appreciate it very much. Subscribe if you haven't, and just like Humble Tracker did, if you appreciate my stream and if you appreciate my channel and the stuff that I do, Please don't hesitate to buy me a coffee, buymeacoffee.com/qc2pe. That will help with upgrading my equipment. Right now I'm saving money to be able to buy a better streaming camera, because as you can see, I'm a little bit blurry with my old webcam, and maybe also buy a ring light for better lighting, although it doesn't look too bad here. Thank you to my 113 subscribers. Hopefully I can reach 200 sometime soon. And I will also have a special event that I'm planning for November for a fundraising event that I will give more details on my Discord and on my YouTube channel. So look for more information for that. And yeah, so that's it for me for now. Thank you everyone for joining, and I will be back in let's say make it 7:30. It's 6 o'clock right now. I'll be back at 7:30, so an hour and a half, so that I can take a little bit of a break, have a bite, prepare my stream, and then be back later for the second part of my Monday stream. So thank you very much, everybody. Thanks for being there for my race, and I will see you all a little bit later this evening. Thank you.